My family, it was basically, I was a only child. I had no brothers or sisters. It was my mom and my dad. They were Salvation Army officers. So they got transferred periodically. I was born in Frederick, Maryland. I went to kindergarten in Baltimore, Maryland. I went to elementary school in Dallas, Texas. Eventually, we wound up in New Orleans. My mom was originally from Pennsylvania as an infant, and then grew up primarily around Richmond, Virginia. And her family was in Pennsylvania and Virginia. My dad, his family was also Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Ohio area. So when we wound up in Dallas, there wasn't an extended family. And because of the nature of their job, Christmas time was like being a pastor in a church, as far as the operational tempo, let's say, is increased, and you stay on the run. It's from one thing to another. So with them, their assignment involved primarily emergency services and welfare. It wasn't Christmas for us as a family as much as it was preparing Christmas or involved in Christmas for others. In order to have a satisfactory or a good toy drive and toy distribution program, and then the same thing with food for food distribution. And being in Dallas, a fairly large city, it was a lot of work. And then behind that you had the campaign drives and the red kettles that you see out in front of grocery stores and at shopping markets. Christmas wasn't one of those things that you said, and because we didn't have any other family, it was at times kind of like any other time of year, but there was a gift maybe associated with it, plus there was all this hectic activity. Then when Cindy and I got married, she had a family. She had a sister, a mom, dad, and then this extended family that was, it was more steeped in tradition as far as what you would think of, all these family parties, and you'd hop from one house to another depending on the grandparents and the uncles. There was an order of a kind of a family hierarchy that they'd process through. So Christmas was always something that they looked forward to. They always used to get to see cousins that maybe they didn't see any other time of the year. And then when with me, all I had was my mom by that time. So Cindy, with her attitude toward Christmas, she kept working on me, and eventually I started to become more looking forward more to Christmas because it did mean more. I had a family now again. Then there was children, and now I look at it, I look forward to it because it's a time that I know that I'll see family and that we'll be together. After September 11th, 2001, the work I was doing at that time and my assignments, it became a period of time that there wasn't any time off, basically. It was one concern after another. One day I had some chest pains. Went to the doctor, and this was right after Thanksgiving. As a result, I wound up having a quadruple bypass. And so for that Christmas, all the family, we all got together. And I think that that's probably a memorable Christmas for me. I think that, again, from both a family perspective as well as a faith perspective, that I was at levels that had perspective that I didn't have necessarily or didn't fully appreciate until that Christmas. For the first time in my life, I felt fragile. And, you know, physically, you're trying to heal, and you realize your limitations, and then also the family realizes that their limitations. You make the most and appreciate it and enjoy it all the more. Christmas can be an opportunity for us to re-engage. You know, I look back now at family, and before it was, I talked about Cindy and her family and mine. There's that continual change, and being able to appreciate the change for the positives. If now it's the grandchildren. You see the grandchildren get married and they have children, so you have great-grands. Things are changing, and it's to appreciate those changes. It's realizing all the things that we can be thankful for, and then showing the gratitude, thanking God for where we can find ourselves. What are we focused on? That's a thing that I don't always, or I didn't always look for. But I think that especially for me right now, it's there's so much to be thankful for.